Testing sound 1 2. Testing sound 1 2. How's it going? Hi Pranal, I'm feeling good today, thanks. How are you? Hi Janak. Hi Suraj. I'm glad you're okay. Who is this? Mulscrit. Mulscrit. Hi. Okay. Let me know in the chat when this mic goes out because from what we've seen over the past couple dinner lives, lunch lives, and so on, when the mic goes out, I usually won't know. Thanks for the heart me, Pranal. My little secret. Okay. Yeah, so let me know in the chat if if the sound goes out. um, Stone to Steve Austin. Did you end sorting out things with your dad? What do you mean? Sorting out what? I wasn't aware that there was something to sort out, but if you can let me know in the chat what you're referring to, then I can respond to that. Okay, I'm gonna get to lunch soon. Hope your day is going well. My day is going well. I guess this is one of those weeks where you've just got to meet it where it is. You've just got to meet the week where it is. He wanted to reconcile with you after you left Cape Town. How do you know that? He didn't say anything to me. Good day, Sean. Hi, Desiree. I'm living in Joburg. Are you saying he's going to come to Joburg and he's going to... What does reconcile mean exactly? Tell me that. What does it mean to reconcile? Okay, hi Aisha, for dinner, for lunch today, let's see what we've got in the fridge. By the way, I didn't show you yesterday, but I got croissants at Woolworths. And the croissants at Woolworths, remember I was complaining to you that in the CBD, if I want a croissant, I have to pay 40 Rand at a restaurant. So there are two Woolworths in the CBD. So the one I usually go to, they don't have loose croissants, they don't have loose donuts, they don't have spinach and feta pie even. So I was walking that day. I went to Midrand. I was walking to MTN Rank and I took a different route and then I saw Woolworths. And the sign said like Woolworths is finally here. So when I was thinking about, hey, can I try another Woolworths? What came to mind was that this Woolworths is not too far from the other one. Let's go check out if they have spinach and feta pie, loose croissant, loose donuts. And when I went there yesterday, I found it. I found loose croissant which by the way, it's 17 Rand each, but on the package, it says made in Belgium. So thanks for your 17 Rand croissant made in Belgium, Woolworths. You always treat me good. I love you. You're my favorite. And I also saw like glazed mini donuts, pack of 4 for 31 Rand. Aradhana, hi. So I'm really, really loving that thanks to the second Woolworths, I can now get spinach and feta pie, which is 36 Rand at Woolworths and 33 Rand at King Pie. So more breakfast options for me. I can now get loose croissants, 17 Rand each. And if I get 2 loose croissants with a cup of filter coffee, That's almost like under 50 Rand breakfast. I can also get individual cinnamon donuts, 13 Rand each. And by the way, Woolworths quality is way superior to some of these other cinnamon donuts. So yeah, explore, and you will find the things you're looking for. Okay, I just put the food to heat, which by the way, it is leftover potato curry. Do you budget a specific amount per meal? Yeah, especially, okay, I'm budgeting either breakfast, which might be 40 Rand, 50. It might be 10 Rand, 40 Rand, 50 Rand, 60 Rand, or 70 Rand, depending on how I'm feeling on the day. If it's 10 Rand, I'm just buying Maguinias. If it's 70 Rand, it might be like a McDonald's cheese and tomato and low GI with a tall Americano. If it's 50 Rand, you've now seen that it could be like a king pie and a filter coffee, or it can be 2 croissants and a filter coffee. If I'm going out somewhere, like to a Midrand, to a Sandton, I'll budget 150 usually for that entire meal. That will be including the transport, which is probably 50 Rand return, and then 100 Rand for whatever that meal is going to be. At a Starbucks, I know I can get a sandwich and a coffee for 100 Rand. If I go to Karnichas, I definitely can get a lot, so yeah, I do have budgets. I do work with budgets to be able to manage my money well. To those that have just joined, I am reheating my lunch. Thanks for being here. It's a Tuesday. And this is life. Sometimes you have to remind yourself, this is life. You wish it was different. You wish there was something else. You look back, you look forward, you look here and there, and at the end of the day, this is it. This is exactly it. This is where you are. Who knows if it's where you're meant to be? If everything in the universe is perfect, then maybe it is where you're meant to be. And everything in time. Rashika. Hi, Rashika. Everything in time, right? There's a divine plan. There's a soul's journey. Mo98, thanks for that. Hi, Angel. Okay, let me screenshot your profile so I can. Oh, tell me what, like, are you noticing that? No, you know what? Thanks for that. I'll reach out to you. This happened this year, by the way. I sent it to the laundromat, and when I got it back, there was like a, but it didn't bother me. Like, if something gets ruined in the laundry, this is not even a ruin. If something gets whatever in the laundry, I don't have a big deal about it. I don't cry over material items, material objects, and so on. Okay, this is the curry, the leftover curry, and this is also pap. So I'm gonna put it in. I'm doing well. Do you still go by Angelique? Is it Angel? How are you? What size do you wear on a jacket? Remember, I bought this jacket in 2015. This is a size small. But Mo, thanks Mo for your offer. I'll definitely do measurements and all of those things to make sure that, whatever, it fits well. And if I'm looking for a jacket, I'm definitely looking for the same type of jacket, because this appears now to be Sean. When you see a hoodie and you see a black jacket and you see black pants, I think you might wonder, if you see a bald guy, is that Sean? And I like that. It's become my look. It's my winter look. It's not my summer look. I'll definitely overheat in summer. but my winter look, it works well. Angel, are you in Greytown? How are things going? Okay, let's take the pop. When you see her, say hi. I think she enjoys when people, say hi and those types of things. It sounds like you chose the simple life. It sounds like you chose the quiet, you chose the peacefulness of the small town. Is that true or no? You're from? Yes, I am. How's the potato curry? It was delicious, and this is the third serving of potato curry. I'm going to put the pap inside the pot to heat. Sometimes I wonder, like, Sean, what if you chose the simple life? What if you chose the quiet town? And then I realized that it always felt to me like I was destined for more. I always had a craving for more. I was always destined for more. I went to the top university in South Africa, the University of Cape Town. Nobody in my family did that. I grew up poor. People questioned, how are you going to pay for that? I didn't care. I didn't care how I was going to pay for it. What mattered to me is that I follow my dreams. People questioned, he's going to fail. I didn't fail. No matter what struggles, sufferings, chronic depression I faced, I still succeeded. I graduated, and I have those pictures of me at graduation. And a lot of people talk about me and derive satisfaction from my success by talking about me. But those people, they didn't help me out. They were often against me. And so when they keep my name in their mouth to stay relevant or to derive some type of pride or success from my name, from my joy, from my success, I'm now getting the courage to say, no, don't do that, because you are actually one of those people that were always against me. So I always dreamt about more. I always envisioned greater. And I always felt like there was more to life, and that it was my journey to experience what that more to life was. That, there's a whole beautiful earth out here. And why do we spend our entire lives in one place? I never felt that that was right for me. I never ever felt that that was right for me. I've always been a person to question what others have been saying, the life that others have been following, the beliefs that others have had, and that has led me in a really good direction. To explore, to experience adventure, to create a beautiful life. And at the end of the day, if you're happy with yourself, if you're happy with your life, if you like yourself, if you believe that, you have a positive impact in the world, just know that not everybody will agree, not everybody will like you, not everybody will be on your side, not everybody will advocate for you, but that's the way it goes. I read an article recently on Instagram, actually. Swami Vivekananda, in one of his books, wrote about when he was rising to prominence, and in India, nasty rumors being spread about him. So nobody really avoids jealousy in this time, and especially when people feel like you are doing something that they cannot do, they will try to drag you down. The crabs in the bucket anthology. They'll try to drag you down, but don't let that happen. I mean, Swami Vivekananda is one of the most prominent, well-known, well-recognized individuals in Hindu spirituality. And no matter what they said about him, at the end of the day, we don't really hear any of those things. We hear about his positive impact, we hear about his good works, and we hear about, the difference he made in the lives of others. So if you have big dreams, sometimes you wish that people get it and they just don't. But you don't need them to get it. You need to get it. You need to go out there. Go out there. You need to make it happen. Whatever your dreams are, you need to make it happen. And if you're one of those people, like, there are way too many people telling you about how they failed. And let me remind you, they're conditioning you to give up. They're in some part, they're telling you about their story, but they're also conditioning you with the idea that you too are going to fail. So don't ever listen to that. I had way too many people telling me about how they broke their leg and couldn't achieve their dreams. Not my business. My life is different. My soul is different. My life purpose is different. My divine plan is different. Your failures are not my failures. Your obstacles are not my obstacles. Your sufferings are not my sufferings. And your destiny is not my destiny. So when I realized that, it freed me. It freed me. You also hear that about, like, oh, I was a vegetarian and then I ate meat. It's so delicious. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm not interested. Too many people want to tell you their stories of failure because when you do something that they perceive to be extraordinary, they feel like they must drag you down, they must bring you down. Don't allow that. Don't allow it. Okay, let's check if my food is hot. It's missing salt. People also tell you how the obstacles in their life prevented them from doing something. Look at my life and reflect on my history, and you see that obstacles never really held me back. They never really held me back. I'm resourceful. I find a way. I make it happen. If there's something I want, I will make it happen. I will find a way. Is it part of your new season in life? What you talking about? My new season, I've entered it right now. Um, so I've got to stay in the consciousness of what the new season is asking for. And if you know anything about manifestation, you know that as you continue to hold the consciousness of the thing that you desire, that physical reality organizes around you to be able to bring that thing into fruition. Thanks, Bam Bam. How's it going? How's your day? By the way, if you also want to be an active member of my fan club, there are currently 20 fans in my fan club. Simply send a heart me to be an active member in my fan club. And those in my fan club unlock team cheers, so you can send that as an additional gift if you'd like to. Okay, this is enough of heating that I'm going to do for this. I also want to make milk tea. As you've seen over the past time, milk tea with spicy food. I'm in my Indian era. Not in my Indian era, I'm in my childhood era, where I'm healing from childhood traumas, but at the same time pulling out some things there were beautiful, like potato curry. Food was beautiful, still is phenomenal. I'm glad. It's very rare for somebody to describe their day as phenomenal, so that you're doing that tells me that it's something. My day was mundane, but you can't. Okay, as a human, I don't believe that I can expect a great day every day. Some days are mundane, and that's okay. There's a new... What is that? Moon on horizon. I like to heat my pup in with the curry. Thanks for the sunglasses. Wow, I look cool. Well, you saw me in sunglasses before. Pup. The pup gets like a soft, creamy type of texture when you heat it in there. And this is the end of the potato curry. So if you're coming back later this evening, I did soak dal yesterday. I didn't cook it. Maybe I'll cook it this evening. Maybe I will. I have one potato. I'd love to put that in with the dal. I have okra. I would love to put some okra in with the dal. Oh, you know what? I just realized I don't have any milk. What's curry dal? What is curry dal? Yeah, I don't have... Okay, so I guess I'm making black tea then. I don't have any milk. Bam Bam has just reached level 10 in your fan club. What does Cerebrate look like? Okay, let's not do tea, let's do coffee. Can I move the sticker? I can move the sticker. Dal, what's fried okra? Oh, it's dal with masala. I'll see how it goes when I'm in the process of cooking. At the moment, I know it's going to be dal that I'm cooking, but I don't know how it's going to be cooked. I don't know if I will add the okra and stuff like that. I don't want to think about it right now. I'm eating this meal and I'm enjoying this, but at the back of my mind, it is unpacking. So when I'm ready to cook it, I'll make a decision about how it's going to go. But thanks for the ideas. Thanks for sharing your ideas. And it's green dal, so it probably won't be red. What you eating? I'm eating leftover potato curry with coffee, black coffee. Won't it take long to boil? I soaked it yesterday. It's still soaked over there. It won't take long to boil. It'll take 30 to 45 minutes. Under 30 minutes if, let's see how it goes. Okay, this is my coffee. I just added 1 sugar and it's black coffee. I'm not a fan of how it smells like coffee. This is Jacobs. It's meant to be premium. Okay, let's see if it's seasoned well. Somebody asked me yesterday, do I like salt? Thanks for that. Thanks Bam Bam for level up sparks. It's creamy. I'm sure you can tell it's creamy. There's no hint, there's like barely any chili left. The chili flavor is almost non-existent. The amount of water I added, you saw it was drying up each time. So the amount of water I added definitely diluted the flavor. So by day 3 of this curry, it's not as it's not as flavorful as it was on day 1. But for leftovers, I'm grateful. It's a delicious meal. It's a nutritious, nourishing, and delicious meal. I'm eating pap. Rice is not necessarily one of my favorites. But pap is. I love pap. Okay. Do you hear slurping? The coffee is hot. Maybe I'll cook rice this evening. I do have some rice. I have brown rice and white rice. I saw those, Woolworths call them mini donuts, but they really did look like normal size. And it was 31 rand for a box of 4. I'm still thinking about them. The glaze looks so perfect. The brownness on the donut looks so perfect. The box made it look like a Valentine's gift. I want that. I want that. If I go get it, I would feel guilty to eat it at McDonald's because McDonald's has their own donuts. Eating breakfast indoors has become, it's like, it's not what I want to be doing with my life. I don't want to be eating breakfast indoors. Work towards a budget where you never have to have breakfast indoors. It definitely makes me feel loved. I don't know how. Well, I cook with love all the time, but whoever cooked this pup also cooked with love. Spicy food with black coffee is a good combination. With milk coffee as well, also with milk tea. Black tea, no. Yeah, this is how I distinguished. Have you tried making your own pup? I used to make my own pup, but not here. I don't need to because it's sold. If somebody makes pup better than me, because definitely this person made pup better than me, and it's part of their job to make it every day, of course they're going to make it beautifully delicious. They're going to get really good at that skill. So that I can pay 10 rand to get 2 portions of pup versus me spending 30 to 45 minutes making it, I would rather buy it. I've also seen pap in Spa. I've seen dumpling in Spa. It's looking okay. Do you eat putu? I do love. Let me tell you about a memory, an early memory. My great grandmother, who honestly, I think in that environment, she she was the light I needed. She passed away in 2006. My great grandmother used to make putu, and I would have it in a pot. Actually, I would eat it in a pot, in a small pot, and I'd pour sweet black tea into it. So the way I grew up eating putu was never with savory food. I grew up eating it as a cereal, and I still have those memories. I also remember my mind kind of being poisoned against her by everyone, actually. I was young, I was like 6 years old. 6 years old and younger, but I remember that, yeah, it's so sad what happened to her. Not just how she passed away, but what people did to her. And how she was very like paranoid at the end of her life, about being murdered. Um, it was so sad. The people that she loved and trusted, she was paranoid about them. It's insane when you go into description. Yeah, it's very tragic. It's very, very tragic that they they painted her out to be this evil person, but she wasn't an evil person. She was really beaten by life, and throughout life she continued to thrive and succeed. She even purchased her own house, and a lot of the narrative about her was that she was a bad person. But the truth is that the people that were saying that were the real evil. They were the real evil. And to avoid the spotlight being shined on them, they had to point. They didn't have to. They chose to point the finger at her. Yeah, some tragic things. Some really, really tragic things. I wish I could go back to my younger self and say, appreciate her. They're lying to you. She's not like that. When they're beating you and when they're telling you, cry more, we'll see what you're going to do. When they're doing that to you, she's the one taking you, comforting you, holding you, you know, comforting you, making sure the tears stop, trying to get you to calm down, buying you a sweet or something. She's the one helping you out when the others are attacking you. I wish I could have told my younger self that, this is the real light here. I know you want to believe the people, the others, but this one is the real light. But we cannot do that, right? We cannot go. If I did go back in time, I wouldn't meet my past self. I'd meet a version of my past self. If there was somebody that deserved my tears, it's her. It is definitely her. But unfortunately, I didn't cry at her funeral. I didn't feel anything. And that's because I was still in brainwashed mode. I only mourned her death somewhere around 2021. Thanks, Bam Bam. I remember sitting in the residence. I was studying my art degree. And remember, since I started meditating in 2019, things were changing in my life. So I remember sitting in the residence and having memories about her, and then recognizing that she was actually the good one out of all of them, and that she had a right to be fearful about being murdered by her loved ones, because they were really bad people. Some of them still are. They hide it well, and it looked like paranoia at the time, but no, like, yeah. I mean, she really was attacked. I was standing there watching it. So when you get attacked at that age by your loved ones, of course you're going to be fearful. Of course you're going to be fearful. Anyways, I trust that yeah, we learn, we live and we learn. I remember making fun of how she did things. And now when I look back at it, I was so brainwashed. Hi, Chanel. I was so brainwashed that I was making fun of how she did things, of how she cooked. And now when I look back, like, no, that was the recipe. I was stupid. I was stupid. It was me. I remember also, like, some people in the family I grew up in would make fun of how her son would buy one tomato, one potato, just what they needed. It was a joke. It was a joke that they, um, their conservation of money was seen as a joke to the poor. Because to the poor, you can't conserve your money. You can't save. You can't budget. So somebody that's budgeting is looking like they're stupid. I remember how the standards were so warped back then when I was brainwashed. Anyways, I'm glad to be out of that. Escape toxic environments, even if they're your family members. Go after your goals and dreams. If you're trying to be different, sorry about that, Bam Bam. Just know, if you grew up in a narcissistic family, and you're trying to be different, you're trying to do things that others haven't done before, they will not support you. They will degrade you. They will insert insecurity in you. They will heavily criticize you. They will try to break your spirit, and all to keep you in the sameness of mediocrity. I'm eating potato curry and pap. So you get to a point in your life where you realize that you have to move on from them. For you to grow into your true potential, you've got to move on. They were holding you back. They were not just holding you back, they were keeping you down, and they were forcefully keeping you down. No, they don't deserve my attention. They do not. Somebody said hate is another form of love. When you hate people, there's an energetic cord connecting you to them. They are siphoning your energy. So, what do they deserve? Nothing. Nothing from me. Not my attention, not my efforts, not my energy. When I talk about these things, I talk about these things for the purposes of the audience and inspiring the audience and sharing my story, not necessarily because I'm trying to give them any type of publicity or whatever. Move on. What does move on mean, Bam Bam? I think everybody has a different idea of moving on. For me, moving on is literally moving. It's like in space, Whenever people say back, they're talking about KZN. I'm not looking at KZN. I'm looking at Thailand and Brazil. I'm looking forward. That's what moving on means to me. What does it mean to you? I'm eating potato curry and pap. Thanks, ma'am. Also, moving on, to me, it means divorce. You can't divorce family members. I wish somebody would have told me that you, just like how person X was in an abusive relationship and they broke up and then they moved on, so too when you are in an abusive relationship, when it finally clicks to you that you are in an abusive relationship with some of these people, and that the entire journey with you is to continue to abuse and traumatize you going forward, then you realize that moving on means divorce. And it's not really about apology, it's not about anger, it's not about reconciliation, it's about thanks so much, take care, and I wish you well, I'm on my way. Thanks so much for showing me that you were never right for me in the first place. Thanks so much for showing me that you never loved me. What age did you have the confidence to shave your head? 24. Sometimes they fool you into thinking that offering you food is love. Please cut that shit. Love is love. When you feel it, you know it. When you don't feel it, you're not getting it. When you don't feel loved, it's not because there's something wrong with you, it's because you're not receiving love in that moment. Sometimes we think, oh, that person shows love in a different way. No, they're not showing you love. That's why you're not feeling it. If you are loved, you feel it. I've learned that. You never doubt when somebody's loving you. If you're doubting, it means you're not loved. If you're doubting, if you're insecure, if you're uncertain, you're not receiving love. Don't gaslight yourself. You're really not receiving it. Acknowledge that. Get my book, Bam Bam. And don't say that, because you think you are describing your reality. You are creating it. You are setting it in place. You are telling me your destiny just with that one sentence. Don't do that. Say instead, the more I avoid my dad, who never showed me the love that I deserved, the more I realize that I deserve more love and that I'm open to receiving it throughout my life. Say something like that instead. I kind of had that experience similarly with a boss in 2019 and that job. I realized that this person is so fucked up that if I keep staying here, I'm going to become like this person. And I've already noticed some of the characteristics that I've started to adopt just by virtue of being part of the team or in this company or in this organization. I'm starting to see that some of the weird things that this person is doing, I'm starting to become like that. I don't want that. No, no, no. Time to go. Time to go. So that was like, yeah, now that I think about it, that was the reason that I left that job, that I didn't want to become like that guy. Live life, experience love. If you're doubting whether you're experiencing love, you're not receiving it. Trust your intuition about what's happening. If you feel like you're being manipulated, you are. If you feel like you're being controlled, you are. If you feel like you're being gaslit, you are. Don't let people doubt your perceptions. Don't let people doubt your reality. Don't let people make you believe like you were born yesterday and you're still becoming accustomed to using a mind. Because sometimes they'll do that. I've had a mind for 30 years and my mind is sharpened with observation. I'm an artist. It's my job to observe. The pap is from a restaurant. The potato curry, I made that myself. And it's delicious. Mm. I wonder if the congrats Bam Bam sticker will be on the replay. Did you post the recipe for the curry by any chance? I'll post the recipe probably next week. For this week, I've got like pasta with white sauce to post and a bunch of other things. But you'll catch it on my YouTube channel. So, Sanishka, if you want the recipe, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's where I post all of my lives, which, by the way, you can expect a bunch of uploads today. It's just, you know what? I need a team. I need a team. That's what I need. I need a team. You know, I just need to show you how to edit the video and then you do it for me, because it's a lot of effort for me to be, uploading every live. It now feels like video production and content creation is my life. I mean, that's what I asked for, right? I said 2025 was going to be the year that I became a full-time content creator. I did say that. I just realized, like, I don't have onion. So the dal that I make this evening might not have onion. And I wonder if, should I buy onion? No, I don't have friends around Joburg. Have you ever looked into the School app? School is an app for communities, right? I joined one school community called Global Digital Nomads. This felt like a savory porridge. The habanero is by day 3, no sweat at all. So no spice. What happens to the spice? Why does it dissipate over time? I wish I knew that. Yeah, I'm probably going to be doing video uploads for the rest of the afternoon. It's one of those things I feel like I've got to push through. I'm making pap today. Desiree, do you make it often or are you trying it for the first time? And what you're going to eat it with? Something saucy, hopefully. My pap, when I used to make it, I never made thick pap or stiff pap. My pap was always like runny, like a porridge. It would only become stiff the next day. You make it often. Okay, cool. I live in Marshalltown. Does it mean that you haven't decided what you're cooking? Don't know that I can help. For me, what I like with pap, some type of leaves or some type of spicy sauce, usually tomato based. Even better if it's leaves with the spicy sauce, like a spinach in a chutney, or blend your chutney and spinach together and get a paste out of it, and whatever. Okay, okay. Yeah, I've definitely noticed that. That's tragic. Tragic for capsaicin. Okay, I'm done with lunch. Thanks for joining me. As you can see, it was that good. And my coffee was good too. Black coffee with its spicy food. Yeah, it's almost as good as milk tea. Mm-mm-mm. That's the fastest I've seen you eat. Probably means that there wasn't much talking today, because it's usually the talking, right? Okay. My goal is to finish all of the uploads by 5. By 5, because the amount of lives I do, there's so much content. If I wanted, I could upload the long form to YouTube. I could upload shorter clips in the 10 to 20 minute segment to YouTube. Plus, I could upload under 1 minute clips to all platforms. But the admin of that right now, plus my setup, it's not as clear for short form, for under 1 minute clips, as I'd like for it to be. So I'll also figure that one out. Mhm. Thanks for joining me. Come back later if you want to join dinner live. Um, as you can see, I did boil the dal yesterday. Not boil, I did soak the dal yesterday. It's definitely releasing nitrogen. There are these bubbles that keep being released from it, and I think it's nitrogen. If I left it to ferment, what do they make with fermented dal? Don't they ground it up and make some type of paste? But anyways, they look plump. They look almost alive. See you. Bye, Desiree. Yeah. It's not going to take too long to boil. I think also, I wonder if adding salt at the beginning makes it boil longer. I'll have to figure that one out. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for all of the gifts. Thanks, Bam Bam. Thanks for all of the likes on the live. And just to let you know that if you want to be an active member of my fan club, simply send a heart me when I'm live. And there are a bunch of benefits associated with that. Thanks also for being here. If you want to join me later, I'll be doing dinner live. And I'll probably be cooking dal. Bye for now. I'll probably be cooking dal. If I don't cook dal, it means I was exhausted from uploading all of my YouTube videos, and I'll probably be eating beans, sugar beans. So we'll see. We'll see by 5 or 6 p.m. how it goes. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can catch all of the live replays and the ones I'm going to upload like now this afternoon. There are a lot of them. Coffee and donuts at McDonald's, pasta and white sauce, and so much more. So yeah, those that want more of me, you get it everywhere. You got books, you got courses, you've got YouTube, you've got hours long videos on YouTube, you've got TikTok, you've got Instagram, you've got Facebook, wherever social media is found. Okay, see you then. Take care, have a wonderful day, and remember, What should you remember today? If you don't feel loved, you're not. If you feel loved, you are. Love is not something you have to doubt or question or wonder. Is there something wrong with me? No. You're not feeling love because you're not receiving it. That's the truth. Trust your perception, trust your psychology, and trust your mind to show you the right way. It's very reliable. These genetics of a human body are like 150,000 years old. They are very, very specialized with observation of behavior, especially as a social species. You know when you're being manipulated, you know when you're being gaslit, you know when you're being controlled, and all of those things. Similarly, you know when you're being loved, you know when you're being cherished, and you know when you're being valued. So if you're facing doubt, it's probably because you're not getting those things. Okay, that's what I want to leave you with. Take care. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.